So how do I look? As beautiful as a rainbow? I thought you'd say that. But anyway, the reason why I'm doing this is to explain to you just exactly how we go in the rankings, okay? As you can see, the first belt we've got here is white. Now what does white mean? A white belt on a white uniform means nothing, okay? It means you're nowhere. When you first enter Taekwondo, that's where you start. Zip, El Zippo, nothing. All right? Then, after you learn Taegeuk 1장 and 2장, which you guys have already done, you get the yellow belt. Now the yellow belt means birth, okay? You've just been born. And then next is the blue belt, okay? But we'll explain more about that as we continue learning Taegeuk 4장.
풍자 태극 4장. 야! 헐! 하이! 야! 바로 쉬어.
Have you watched carefully? We'll show you one more time. Practice along with us.
준비!
The first move is a Sonnalmakki. We've learned this before in the basic training sessions, but let's review it once again. Before you step to your left in the Ap-seogi stance, you need to go through the wind-up. You raise your left hand straighten like this, from your abdomen to your chest. You should swing your right arm to your side, with the palm facing down. Then maintaining your balance, you make a large arc with your arms and make the block. Make a big arc. The completed form looks like this, and as in the case of 한손날 바깥막기, the tip of the hand should be level with your shoulder. And the next move is a 편손끝 세워지르기. Concentrating your energy to your right hand, you strike. Now, most people make the mistake of trying to use this as a separate form, blocking the opponent's attack first and then attacking. But that's not the proper form. It has to be a consecutive motion, where you thrust your hand promptly after the block. It has to be an instant motion. Next is a symmetrical Sonnalmakki. This time you spin your right leg to your back in the wen 뒷굽이 stance.
Ha!
Now, what's important here is that the hind leg, which is the left leg, should be bent facing the direction of your toes. And in the 뒷굽이 stance, the whole leg should be straight. In other words, about 2/3 of your body weight should be concentrated to your hind leg because it is a blocking form. And the front leg also should be in line with the toes. This is an important pointer to have a good form. Next is a 제비품목치기. Balancing yourself on your right foot and moving your left leg forward, you lightly raise both your hands to your shoulder area. This is for the wind-up. And as you set your left foot down, you block the opponent's attack and immediately go after his neck. If you use this properly, you'll be able to subdue your opponent instantly. The next move is the Ap-seogi. But rather than kicking the sternum, we will aim for the face of the opponent. After all, Taegeuk 4장 is an intermediate level, and we should practice kicking higher than usual. And where should we set our hands for the attack? You got it, they should be in front of the chest. After kicking swiftly, you follow through with a punch.
Hi!
Now, did you all had the forms like we had?
Now, as I said before, we were going to continue explaining about the different belts, okay? Already explained about white, yellow, and now we're up to blue. Now, we're practicing at the moment Taegeuk sajang, right? Now, the blue belt is concerned with Taegeuk 3, 4, and 5장, okay? So remember that. Once you finish those, that's what you get, the blue belt. And the blue belt represents hope and youth. Doesn't that sound romantic? Anyway, continue practicing and we'll be back.
First, when you lift both arms up to your chest, you lift your left leg halfway up to your knee. Then twisting your waist for the side kick, you kick either the opponent's chest or face with the foot blade or the foot's back sole.
Ha!
And when you set your foot down, you go into an Ap-seogi. And for the right side kick, the Ttwioyopchagi, you lift your arms up to your chest again while lifting your leg halfway. Then twisting swiftly, you follow through with a kick. You must take care not to lose your balance after the kick. That way, you'll be able to block the opponent's attack with a Sonnalmakki. As you've just seen, after the kick, you immediately go into the defensive with a Sonnalmakki. Now, the Sonnalmakki is something you already learned in the basic forms. I hope you haven't forgotten how it's done. The tip of the blocking hand should be level with the shoulder, and the other hand should be guarding your sternum. So, in particular, the wrist area should be covering the sternum. And the left hand should have a gap between, just enough for a hand to pass through. And the blocking hand should be tilted outward in order to maximize the blocking effect. And also, it is served to cushion the impact of the opponent's attack. And notice how it's level with the sternum.
Okay, now what did we get up to? That's right. We got up to the blue one, right? And remember that was for Taegeuk 3, 4, and 5장. Okay, 3, 4, and 5. Now the next we have is the red. Okay, and that's for Taegeuk 6, 7, 8. So 6, 7, and 8. Now, what does it mean? It means passion. Okay? And then, after you've finished all of these, you get the black belt, like me. So like me, you can have a black belt. And black means completeness. Okay? So that means you've come from nothing with the white belt to being born with the yellow belt, to hope and youth with the blue belt, to being passionate with the red belt, to being complete with the black belt. Now, I know that this kind of looks a bit silly, okay? And I didn't do it for any other reason except to show you guys exactly what's going on. So we've finished this week. Next week, we're going to be back in with more action, more passion, more youthfulness, more hope, more everything to make you complete people. Join us again next week on Taekwondo, step by step.